why there is very well-known muhaddithat, very well-known, and as you mentioned, the 40 volume of Shaykh Nadwi. However, there is no fiqh books written by women. Although Sayyidah Aisha, and I, when I was again looking for this, is even the Kibar al-Sahaba, they used to ask her in fiqh. Sayyidina Umar, when it comes to fiqh, or the things related, the personal matters inside the house of Rasul alayhi salatu wasalam, he goes to her. Where is it? Why we don't have it?
So that's a very good question. That where are these books that have should have been written? And I think there is no easy response. But what can be said is that it's not just in our societies that women would not write books. Even in the Western world, even in Europe, when men were writing books, women, generally speaking, did not become authors. And if you look at famous women authors of the 15th, 16th, 17th century, you basically find nobody whose name is known. That's why Jane Austen, only 150 years ago, 160 years ago, became famous, because she was one of the first female writers. Emily Bronte and all of the Bronte sisters. Again, that's literally 150 years ago. Before that point in time, society did not, and it's just the way it was. I'm not saying it's right. Society did not have that notion of women being authors. And so just the way they accepted it, and I guess the way they dealt with it. So that's why, as I said, when Jane Austen and others, when they did what they did, initially some of them even had male pseudonyms, right? That they didn't want to publish their books under female names, and their editors even would tell them it's not going to sell. If this is in Europe 150 years ago, then understandably as well, the world was a different place. So you're absolutely right, and that there's no need to continue that, though. And again, I say, that was the past. Okay, we can look at it and say that the way it was, it should not be an excuse for how we deal with the future. There is nothing wrong with a female, shaykha, alima, faqiha, mufassira, writing and benefiting the people. Just because no faqiha did it in the past should not stop in the future. And in fact, dare I say that fiqh needs faqihat, that our chapters of fiqh, some of them, in fact, should not even be, the men should not even be in charge of it. I remember when I was first studying in Medina, first year, and I studied with one of the big scholars over there, Shaikh Yasir Qadhi, one of the major scholars. He passed away very shortly after I came, but I got a few months with him. And I was a new student, we were doing the fiqh of menstruation. And we were studying all of the aqwal and the lowest and the highest and the maximum and this and that. And we were memorizing what each madhab has a different opinion. What is the lowest? And our shaykh, he goes, you know what? All of this is kalam of the men. We shouldn't have to listen to it now. We have to go to the ulama at-tib and the women. We have to go and find out what did the classical Shafi'is and Hanbalis and the Hanafi men think. What is the lowest number of menses, the maximum number of menses? What is the aqall al-hayd and aqall al-tuhr and whatnot? There is no Quran and Sunnah about those numbers, as any student of knowledge knows. Yeah. And Shaykh Atiyah just basically said, look, all of these numbers, we just have to get rid of them and now get to modernity. Get this knowledge from the specialists and from our sisters as well. And the same goes for so many issues as well, that I think that some of our chapters of fiqh, our sisters have to take the lead. And in all of the chapters of fiqh, our sisters can benefit us from perspectives, from facts and whatnot that maybe people on the other side of the gender aisle are not going to be aware of. So definitely, again, I state whatever happened in the past happened. Let's not use that as an excuse for our future endeavors.